Hi guys, welcome back to Under Our Umbrella, and I just wanted to introduce you guys to our 6 newest family members. The chicken math has started. This is one of our little Americanas. It looks like they have eyeliner. They're so stinking cute. They're gonna lay eggs that are gonna be like green or pink. They're also known as Easter eggers. Look at how cute they are. I love them.
You're like falling asleep.
My little emo chicks is what I'm calling them. So that's one of them. And then we also got 3 dark Brahmas, which these guys are super cute too. They were the only 3 left, and Megan was like, Mom, we can't leave them here. Everybody else had lots of friends. Oh my goodness. They're very vocal.
She's the problem,
but look,
baby.
They have feathery feet. When these guys grow up, they're going to have feathers that will cover their feet.
Show my baby.
They're super vocal.
My
Megan
best friend.
has
my tiny little best friend.
her little best friend over there.
Falling asleep on me.
So we keep them in a big container here in our shop. We just had this big Rubbermaid container laying around, so we've turned it into a makeshift brooder. We've got their food and their water in there. They've got bedding. This isn't an ideal brooder for when they get bigger, which we figured out because we actually had our other chicks in here and they managed to like start roosting on the edge because it's a little too short for when they get bigger. So what we're hoping to do with these guys is have the other coop built in the next few weeks and get them moved into the other coop when they're a little bit bigger. Right now, they're only, I think the Brahmas are probably a couple weeks old at this point, but the Americanas aren't even a week old yet, so they're pretty new little ones.
Little babies.
And they're going to be in here probably for the next 6 weeks, I would say. Yeah. I think 6 weeks is about where we were at, about 8 weeks when we moved the other chickens outside, and they do have a heat lamp at night, but they're at the age now where they are starting to get all their adult feathers, so they don't need heat during the day. They just need the heat at night to keep them warm because it does get kind of cool here. It's been down in the 50s, which is a little too cool for them yet without a heat lamp. So we have the heat lamp on them at night in the coop out there. These guys are going to have a heat lamp pretty much non-stop for their first few weeks. And then once they get to about 4 to 6 weeks, we'll start turning the lamp off during the day, provided it's warm enough outside. It is going to be getting into winter, and like early winter around here. So we might start seeing temps that are low enough where we have to leave the heat lamp on during the day. But we'll kind of see how that goes. If you don't know, like, when you need to turn off heat lamps and stuff for chicks, I definitely recommend that you Google it. That's what I've done. That's what I've been doing. I can't tell you how many chicken videos I've watched on YouTube. I can't tell you how many times I've had to Google chicken-related stuff. Google and YouTube have been my best friends as a beginning homesteader. Honestly, like, I don't know where I would be without all this wonderful information that I'm getting. So I wanted to come on and just show you guys the new chickens and give you guys a little bit of an update about what we're doing. It's kind of exciting. Megan is loving on the chickens. We like to handle them a lot because we really want them to be friendly with people when they're older. Like, we had one of our chickens wind up being our, pullets. We thought it was going to be a little girl chicken, and it wound up being a boy. Roosters can be kind of jerks, so we're really hoping that by handling the chicks a lot, that we avoid any kind of bad attitudes or behaviors when they get older. I'm really, really hoping that it's just hens that we have, because we already do have a rooster. So I'm crossing my fingers and hoping that he is our only rooster, and that the success rate on these guys was a little bit better than our last group. We did just have 1 rooster out of 6, so I guess that's not horrible, because they do have signs up that says you have like a 90% success rate on sexing pullets. So and that basically how they check the sex, and honestly I don't even know what I'm looking for, but they look at their little vents, their little bottoms, and they see what characteristics they have. And then look at how tiny. It just fits in the palm of my hand.
This is the smallest of the bunch.
So we have to have a Rose because we had the Golden Girls, and then Rose wound up being a boy, so now Rose is Rogelio, which means that we needed to have more chickens so we could have the Golden Girls and the Jane the Virgin cast. So, I'm going to take you guys outside and introduce you to all the chickens out there. So, yeah, because I don't think I did that here on YouTube. I think I just did that on TikTok and maybe Instagram. But my clothesline that I've got hung up, the yard's kind of a mess. I think I showed you guys our pile of building stuff. We're using pallets right now, mainly. All the pallets we have, we've gotten for free, which is really cool. Free is good. And we've been using it as kind of like structural stuff, so supports. And then we just went and got a bunch of cedar siding the other day that's over there. And we're going to be using that on the outside of our new coop we're building. And I wanted to kind of come over here and show you what my husband's been doing since he got off of work. That big huge pile was blackberry bushes not that long ago. And he has taken so many of these down already. This whole back corner from like this tree, or that tree actually, over all the way back into the corner there, and all the way out to where I'm standing right now, was all blackberry bushes. And him and his friends got together one weekend, knocked a big chunk of them out, and since then he's just been kind of hacking away at them. He's been doing a great job of getting them down and out. And then once the bans happen, or the bans are lifted, because we had fire bans because it was really dry. We had some forest fires in the area, so we can't burn anything right now, but we already have this pretty big burn pile here. And then we're working on more, but here is the piece de la resistance, the chickens. So we have here, that's Blanche. That's one of our Golden Girls. She's a Rhode Island Red.
Feisty little thing.
She's a feisty girl. She's very pretty.
Thanks, sweetie.
She still has some of her baby feathers on her head.
Mm-hmm.
So we think her and Rogelio might be a little bit younger than the rest of the chickens.
Yeah.
We think the rest of the chickens are probably about 10 weeks. We think those guys are like 8 or 9 weeks. Unfortunately, we did not ask how old they were. Now I'm having to chase them around the coop. See if I can get them. We did not ask how old they were when we purchased them. Rogelio, come here. Megan, get him.
Help me corner him.
So, in a second, when we catch Rogelio, you'll see how we know he's a rooster. If you remember what Blanche looks like, he's the same breed as Blanche, but there's some definite differences between the two of them. Oh. No! Oh, man. It is literally an adventure trying to catch a chicken. Oh. He loves to go under the coop.
Coming out that way.
Oh, man. Come here, Ro. Chick, 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 chick. Okay. Nothing like being able to record a video
Of a chicken chase.
and grab a rooster all at the same time. He's not real thrilled with me at the moment. But this is Rogelio, aka was Rose, one of our Golden Girls. No longer a Golden Girl. Because you see that big wattle that's growing down here by its chin? And the larger comb and his thicker legs all indicate
He's a boy.
that he's a rooster.
Hi, mister.
So we thought we bought all girls. But this guy right here, who happens to be my favorite so far, by the way. Not the prettiest bird we have. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend you.
It'd be hilarious if he started laying eggs.
That would be something. We'd have to call the Guinness Book of World Records. First rooster
To lay eggs.
To lay eggs. You can see he's still kind of got patchy feathering underneath his wings, in certain parts of his body. That's why we think that they're maybe a week or two younger than the other hens that we have. But we have those two are the Rhode Island Reds, and then we have 2 Barred Rock and 2 Buff Orpingtons. I'm learning a lot about different kinds of chickens these days.
Get your booties over here.
Megan wants you guys to see the rest of them. We don't necessarily have to pick them up, Megan. Oh, she got one. You got Sophia.
Bird.
We have our prettiest bird, Sophia. Sophia. Hi, birdie. Hi. She's good. She's sassy. She's a little bit of a bully with the other chickens.
She's top lady.
Yeah, we think she's established herself just under the rooster in the pecking order, but we're not 100%.
Dorothy keeps trying to challenge her for that position.
Yeah, she does. Dorothy is our other Barred Rock. So this is one of our Barred Rock ladies. She is also, like I said, we've been trying to be very hands-on with them. We've actually had them like fall asleep on us, and I'm trying to just make sure that they're generally held. They don't like being run around after. Not super huge fans of it, but they are pretty good at being social and being calm. Sometimes if I'm quiet and I pet her, she'll go to sleep on me. Let me see if she'll do it. I think she's a little too distracted. She sees the other hens running around. But she likes the sparkles on my shirt right now. What do you see? So, yeah, I've become a grazing chicken lady in a very short amount of time. We've gone from 6 birds to 12 now. And
we might just keep going.
We still want olive eggers,
Yeah.
So we are probably still going to wind up.
Still gonna keep going. There she goes. Back by everybody else in the corner.
Yeah, they really like hanging out in that corner. A lot of their coop right now, their run, it's got this gravel, and that's not real great run material for them. But we're kind of stuck on areas to put them. This is really the only place we could put them for right now. I do want to build the chicken tractor and put them over in the area that's going to be my garden, because what that'll do is they'll, root around in there, they'll scratch, they'll disturb the soil, they'll get the bugs out, and then they don't exactly till up the garden. They're not that intense with it, but they will dig through the dirt, loosen it up, and their poop is a really good fertilizer. So I do want to get a chicken tractor made pretty soon here and put them in the area that I'm planning to have my garden in next year. Although the more he is getting these blackberry bushes out of here, the more my brain is going, maybe this might not be a bad place to put the garden, because the soil underneath those blackberry bushes is insanely rich. There's been so much decomposing matter under there that it's basically like all compost. The problem with that is that it's also where all the blackberries were, and blackberries are very prolific, and they will grow back, and they will choke anything and everything out. There was actually a tree in there that is almost dead because of how bad the blackberries choked it out. So we're not so sure that that's going to be a great place to put the garden. We're kind of thinking about putting the goats there when we get them in the spring, but yeah. And then in a little while, what are we going to go get to plant for the fall here?
Garlic.
Yep.
We're gonna digging another hole for the chicken.
You're digging another hole for the chickens?
Yes, because I like to take dirt.
Oh, she's digging her heel in. They like to take dirt baths. So how a chicken bathes, if you don't know, is they will scratch a hole, and they will get a bunch of dirt, and they will just flock their feathers around in it. It's kind of funny, actually. And that's how they bathe, because they have to get the oils and the pests off of them. But they don't do that, taking a bath the way you and I do. So
Right.
they will actually dig a hole
That should be a good
and
one.
just completely coat themselves in dust and dirt.
Carmen, do you want to come in, baby?
The dog thinks that this is her run.
I'm coming.
So we've got quite a bit of projects left to do before fall fully hits. We haven't hit complete fall weather here. It's getting there. It's about 74 today, I think.
Yeah.
And it's October 5th.
Yeah.
Coming from Wisconsin, where like everybody back Wisconsin right now is like, oh, we're turning our heat on, and I'm like, yeah,
We had to put our air conditioning on.
haven't even thought about that, honestly. It's kind of nice. It's going to be great to have a good long growing season next year. We're getting the garlic started this fall because it takes 9 months.
Yep.
9 months is a long time to wait for garlic. So we're going to get the garlic planted, and it needs to overwinter. It needs to have cooler temperatures. You can kind of trick garlic into thinking that it's overwintered by putting it in the fridge or the freezer.
Yeah.
But it still really does need 9 months. So we're just going to plant it and let it overwinter. We're going to mulch it pretty well so it doesn't get too cold and freeze. But we want to make sure that it gets a good 9 months in. It's our first time growing it. We've never grown garlic before, so we're pretty excited about it. But then the only other thing we really plan on planting this fall is we're thinking some fruit and nut trees.
Yep.
And then we want to get some bulbs, some flower bulbs, but we're going to do things that are also ornamental and edible. Like, did you know you can eat hostas?
Yep.
I don't know if they're any good. I've never eaten them, but you can eat them.
Yeah.
So we're going to put some bulbs in and get some stuff planted in the front this year. We've got some really cool rock planters near our carport that we're going to go ahead and plant up with some flowers and just kind of make the front of the house look nice and pretty, because right now it's a little boring. So, and then we're already planning the spring garden.
Yep.
I'm so excited that I can finally have
raspberries.
Yeah.
And strawberries. Yeah, I'm so excited.
we are definitely hoping to get some berries going and get a really nice garden going. I gotta show you this. Oh, Karma was just having a moment with one of the chickens. She was looking at it straight in the eye, and it was looking at her, but now she's
typically scared of one, but now that we've been keeping her out here with us in the chicken yard, she's been doing a lot better.
I think she's realized that she's big enough to eat them.
Yeah.
Not that she should. You better not eat my chickens. Probably some of the scraps that Grandma threw in here.
Probably. I mean,
My mother-in-law likes to throw scraps in for the chickens, and it's really good for them. And it'll attract bugs too, which they eat bugs. So
Karma has claimed the hole is hers.
Karma has decided that she needs a hole to sit in.
That's your hole, puppy.
So, yeah, that's about what we got going on right now. Planting a garden, planning for goats. It's part of the reason why he's working on the blackberry bushes, because those all have to come out before we can put goats in there. We're hoping that the goats will keep the blackberries eaten down, because we really don't feel like trying to dig out all them roots and
And honestly, it's nice to have blackberry bushes in our backyard, but with how much of an invasive plant they are, you could literally go most anywhere and find blackberry bushes if you want blackberries.
I'll never forget the first time we came out here. I was like, Troy had told me stories about when he was a kid and about how his mom ripped blackberry bushes out of the yard. And I was like, what? Why would you do that? And I didn't understand it to save me. But then I realized that they grow like weeds here.
Mm-hmm.
Literally. They're everywhere. If you drive down the interstate, they're in the middle of the interstate, in the median. All of that is blackberry bushes.
They took up when we first got here, they took up a fourth of the backyard.
Yeah. They were everywhere, and they were so choked out that they weren't even producing berries. I mean, you can see
6 when we first started pulling
yeah, we tried to pull some berries off because I was like, oh, before we rip them out, I'll take the berries off and I can can them or freeze them or whatever. No, because they were so choked out, you couldn't even get berries off of them. So
Yeah.
they're going, and we'll just forage our blackberries from here on out.
I mean, we could go up to Foster and pick the berries like we did that one year.
Yeah, there's this really cool man-made lake, man-built lake. Yeah, near us. It's called Foster. It's a reservoir, and it's one of my favorite places on earth. It's gorgeous.
I can't wait to get a pontoon and take it out there. That'll be fun.
Oh, I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to save up for quite a few more years.
Yeah.
I got a mortgage I gotta pay off, and a few other things I need to worry about before I can think about a pontoon. But that would definitely be pretty sweet.
That's a goal to look forward to in the future.
Yeah,
I don't know how near, but in the future.
Maybe like 20 years when my grandchildren are older or something.
We have a sequoia in our backyard.
Don't have any grandchildren. Oh yeah, we figured out that this big giant tree right here, that one, that's a sequoia.
Yeah. It looks like a redwood because the bark's red, but it's actually a sequoia.
It's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
So yeah, just figured I'd update you, introduce you guys properly to the chickens. I'm gonna show you what one of the buffs look like real quick. I'm not gonna try to pick them up because they're just gonna run away. But these yellow ones are the buffs. They're gonna be really pretty, really pretty chickens. Right now I think Sophia's our prettiest chicken, but I think as Henrietta and Dixie get bigger, which are our Buff Orpingtons, I think they're going to be really beautiful too. And I'm super excited to see how our Americanas look when they get bigger because they're just so freaking cute as chicks. Like, I feel like they're going to be absolutely gorgeous.
Oh yeah, and the ones that I picked out, those are going to get really pretty when they grow up because they had that diagram there.
Yeah.
They're going to be super cute. I'm excited.
I like that they're going to have feathers on their feet.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay. Yeah. Crazy chicken lady. It's me. So, thanks for coming by and checking out the new chicks and finally being introduced to the old chicks. But we will definitely be keeping you guys updated and posted more as we get more animals, as we do more projects. We'll try to keep posting a little bit more frequently now that everybody's feeling better and we don't have wildfire smoke to contend with.
Yeah.
So, thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Goodbye.